lineup, I think that this Viper is going to have a good game. I think as long as Slark has a decent start to his early game, he's pretty hard to lock down. They have really no instant disables to make sure that he doesn't get his abilities off. And I think the long fights are going to happen, and that just naturally favors heroes like Slark, who gets those essence shift charges. The Abaddon, very potent in this game with a hero like Slark. He has the heroes that stand in front of him, allow him to just throw out the shields. They don't really have a way that punishes Abaddon. Usually when you first pick that hero, or first round that hero, you'll have these like ODs, these Ursas, these Slarks against the Abaddon that will punish him for keeping his teammates alive or just hitting him a lot. So I'm going to definitely go with VG here, but if Slark has a really rough start, they might be in for some trouble.
Well, I don't really know if Slark is going to have that kind of rough start, especially when 3 of the 4 bounty runes will go the way of VG Gaming. That Penguin is just losing his... He is not where he wanted to be.
Yeah, probably the way he wanted to go, Toby.
What, bouncing between 2 trees? It looks like a Pango who's just like stuck on like... It's like, this is not where I wanted to ulti. I don't have the ability to jump back out. I really want to keep my eyes closely on this mid lane. For me, like you talk about like Slark having a really good game. The panel was flagging the fact like Slark is going to be that kind of answer, the ability to actually stay in the fights and just keep on dishing out the deeps. But Armel, this is not a happy day for him.
Oh god, this Slark's in a free farm. He's cutting waves on KP while Slark's just solo farming. This is not what I think is TNC needs in this laning stage. Last time I saw this happen, it was against a Drow. And Drow's not the type of hero that takes over the game in the mid lane, or in the mid game, but Slark is. If you give this hero like Drum's early defusal, suddenly he's killing all your heroes. They do sentry the big camp, so they at least prevent him from doing the whole drag your wave to the camp, get twice as much farm as you normally do. But still, he's getting solo levels, all the CS. Meanwhile, PYW is also dragging top. But yep. Morphling is not getting solo XP here. He is being contested as well as shared XP with March.
And that's just the downside about running this tri lane. But then again, it's really a 2v1 on the top lane. Yang, March is trying to body block him up and do some level of harassment back towards him. With shield being the first level, Yang just runs away from that Nature's Grasp. Tims able to get the slow. They cancel off the south. If they can body block him inside the tree lines, it may not even be needed. Tims as well as March have enough damage to get that first blood out.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been watching this mid lane. Ori's prioritizing harassing, and he's missing a lot of CS and making it so Leshrak's not getting any CS. So both of them sitting at like 4 out of 12 CS right now.
4-5 versus 5-0. And in fact, Armel looking for the damage. Ori, that's the easiest dodge of his life.
A nice sidestep there. He did get the extra stack on. Is Armel going to go down? That's so much damage.
Oh my god. From both sides. In fact, Armel, is he? No, 65, he'll live. Top lane, Gabby being initiated on, and Yang just walks up with PYW and gets the kill. They had Kinetic Field as well as Thunderstrike. All that experience Disruptor was able to take between the towers, and Dream Protector just can't outwalk this much. It's the second of the double kill for Yang.
This was the first round of Abaddon. I think this hero's landing stage got nerfed pretty significantly. The base int, the base damage, the fact that he can't suicide anymore.
He just keeps going at it.
I don't think you're supposed to get away with this in this patch, but I don't think TNC's lineup really deals with it. You're seeing it here. All 3 cores on the Radiant side pretty happy. Abaddon, yeah, he's not getting that much CS, but he's happy with the levels he's getting here, and he's putting a lot of pressure on the Morphling, while Slark is absolutely feeling himself. He even has the sentry that de-warded the big camp so that he can pull it here. It's definitely worth purchasing, even if he had to do it himself, but probably bought by a support.
KP's got his wave and a half ready to pull as long as he can maintain the aggro. DY with that level 2 can't really magic missile and control him at all. And Slark's going to get the second wave pulled over as well. It's just a couple of skeleton minions, but it buys time for VS.
We've seen these Brewmasters suffer recently. We saw 33 yesterday. Pretty much handing free farm to any of these carries that I think can just remove Cinder Brew. I think that's the requirement. If they can remove it, you can't really contest them. The passive that helps them trade. Yesterday we saw Lifestealer. This time we see Slark.
Well, Gabby and March feel like they could be a little bit more aggressive up on top lane. That's mainly because PYW has moved to bottom. He's waiting for the 4-minute bounty room, which will be a double damage to spawn on top. Be grabbed by Tims.
Okay, KP is going to deny a whole wave here. He dragged the double wave to his own wave at his tier 3. That's not bad.
On top lane, magic missiles are out, and here we go again. Morphling being pushed to the limit. Needs to be able to efficiently south back up again, so a lot of that early harassment of Baden. Also has to burn a south, got one more up the tank. Same for Vengeful Spirit. A lot of consumables being burnt by this off lane of VG just to keep that pressure on. Finally, Disruptor will try and do something about KP farming up the range creeps. Well, Inkswell, it's a good stun with the control. DY is having a hard time running out of this one. In fact, impossible time.
Yep, just another laning stage that I'm concerned about, one team or the other. These laning stages has not been very balanced so far. I think TNC's lost all three. Even though they won the first game, they were down, what, 4,000 or 5,000 gold 20 minutes in?
The difference in net worth, though, is really not that high. Like, the difference between Brewmaster as well as the Abaddon's only 150 gold. It's the mid lane which is really punished. The lowest net worth on TNC is the Slark. Armel has been more than sacrificed. And this just means a very easy game for Ori. Sitting at 2.2k net worth. Now actually topping above that of the Morphling's net worth, who once again is under harassment, but there's a lot of support up on top with the double slows. Having a hard time getting away from Martin with the Inkswell. It's a double stun, giving Gabby a double kill.
Radiant's courier was
A lot of support trees have not been maxing out this Nature's Grasp, but I personally think it's the better build, and you're seeing here, the slow is so powerful. So much damage in the early game, 50% extra if it's touching a tree, so that's 60 damage per second.
KP cannot TP out 15 seconds while it's still on cooldown. Disruptor puts up the ball, but KP's run to the west, so he won't be able to keep this drag going. Just needs to buy himself 7 seconds and TP away to safety. Can't burn any mana on abilities, but he did manage to kill off the Disruptor's courier while he did all of this.
Slark's already level 6. 6 minutes in.
Wait, is he actually going to get another courier kill up on top? Yang is going to have a little bit of a harder time. KP actually walks past the courier. Yang will die underneath his own tier 1 tower. Support TPing in again, but you're starting to feel the synergy between March and Tims.
A lot of pressure being applied mid.
Somebody has to help Armel at some point.
Yeah, they're just spending so many resources top, right? This is why, even though Morphling has a good start, they're spending so many resources to help him get that good start, while meanwhile Slark is just chilling. And that is allowing Vici to dedicate resources to this mid lane, while TNC just doesn't have any heroes left. You know, if you're watching the game, you're like, well, help him, but they're so busy tri-laning top.
And these supports are going to have a hard time. If we see the same type of build we saw on Slark, I think it was actually by LGD, right? Where they went the Aghanim Scepter, that crazy range initiation.
Yeah, and this is level 4 offlane Abaddon just rotating in mid. Not bad, you know, why not? You're kind of just dying top.
Take the tower.
This will open up space on the map for you.
At least Slark has a whole bunch of stacks, but these stacks, they have to be protected. DY TPing out, split up. Oh, he cancels the TP, realizing he's visible. Put down the Observe Ward. TNC might have a little extra information about that one. Being well, Armel's going to live long before this. Able to connect on that stun. Pattern just tanking through everything. He doesn't have level 6 just yet. They need a little bit more damage, but with Ori standing in the middle of this fight, he's already got Armel. He's taken March as well.
And carry.
Man, Viper just does so much damage, man.
Doesn't even need an ultimate to function properly.
I love this. Slark just going first item defusal. Having such a good start, he's not even going for the drums. I think right when he gets that, he might even consider just maxing out his passive rather than the pounce. I don't think he necessarily needs max pounce this early in the game. Just trying to get those permanent agility stacks. Yes, he's having a free farm start, and I think as a carry in this patch, you don't want to use that to be greedy. You want to use that to take over the game, apply pressure to the opponent. And Slark's just the hero to do that. Really like the build. Kind of been seeing like Shadowblade Ags from these Slarks sometimes, and I don't think it's the build every game. I think that the defusal build's still very good, especially against heroes like Morphling, who once they have no mana.
Look at him come. They see the Observe Ward up on the hill. Ari will claim it, but Armel doesn't care as long as they don't contest his stacks. That's his biggest concern. So Armel being given living armor, able to grab himself an Ocean Heart, definitely a needed thing. And he's able to grab a large amount of net worth from this. Actually let him catch up. March will be the sacrificial lamb. He's walking around doing his own scout mission. Maybe they can get DY in mid. The slow is out, allowing the split earth, combining with the Pulse Nova. So DY will fall to Armel. A large injection of net worth actually puts him in the top 4. But he's still a long way off the top 3.
I really like this rotation by Ori. Even if he doesn't kill the Morphling, he's just pushing him out. There's not really an option to go bottom. This Slark, I don't think they can really contest him. Maybe they can boot him out with maybe 4 or 5 heroes.
Armel and Tims are coming. They're coming into smoke. Tree's having to walk his way up.
No Bruce split yet, still level 5.
Who are they going to see? Both supports looking for the stroke. Tims able to get the initial slow. Armel sent back. He can't get the stun off. But Gabby ready for a waveform forward, but he's also not in range. And now Glimpse goes back the opposite direction. Vengeful Spirit dropping down very, very quickly, but underneath the storm. So much poison on Gabby and Tims. They just don't feel it. And you get a support kill for a 4-man rotation.
They're just trying to secure the outpost. I think TNC's desperate to get one or the other. Maybe Brew will be able to sneak the bottom one. I think that Eurus should get there sooner. I don't think he should allow KP to get this. Maybe he will be able to channel it, sacrifice himself for it. No, he's not going to go for it.
He even got the bounty rune. That wasn't even contested by KP. So KP could take the other bounty rune, but he's like, my experience, that's my level 6 underneath the tower.
Yeah, this laning stage looking real grim again for TNC. They seem a bit lost this patch. All 3 games just haven't gotten the start they need on any of their heroes, honestly. This game might be the worst out of all of them so far.
It's comfort zone for VG Gaming. Game 1 went a long time. Game 2 was kind of VG's way, even though TNC showed some glimpses of hope. But right now, the elements that TNC need to really battle strong just don't seem to be in place just yet. Still no level 6 over a March. You do have the Grimstroke. But how much do you get out of this? Brewmaster has split.
Slark already level 10. The thing is, like, how did they kill this guy?
Really don't know. And KP might be in a world of hurt too. Glimpse level 2. Eurus is moving over. That's going to be a long glimpse back. Armel's making his own play. As Brewmaster split. Being forced out.
I think anytime you're ahead like this, you're happy to take the trade for abilities like that, because you don't have to do anything when you're this far ahead. But meanwhile, TNC just needs to get something done. And now that the Bruce split's on cooldown for about 100 seconds, sorry, 2 minutes entirely. Yang playing up in their face top. Can't really punish this with their heroes. That's what I was kind of talking about in the draft.
Diffusal's done. They're ready to punish. Viper's TP the bottom. Armel is dead. He does not survive this. Apart from the fact that TP taking forever, Diffusal play completed on Slark, meaning that Armel just can't outrun this. Pulse Nova removes 2/3 of the life, but this is the issue of the underfarmed Slark. He just doesn't have the life to sustain against the Slark.
Yeah, I love this axe queued up by Eurus. I think if you don't need any other item on Slark, Axe is the perfect item now. So much mobility, so much aggression, so much survivability just from the stats. As long as you don't need damage, I think that this is the best item for Slark this patch.
It's going to make Grimstroke's life a living hell. Always hit the back line. And they're ready to fight once more. Fresh observers being planted so they can watch the farming areas of TNC. It's the bottom lane where Tims is trying to defend. Here comes the Slark. Diffuser blade slows him down for the easy pounce. And you will get the Inkswell stun off. March is wondering if he can help out. DY dying to the tower damage, but there's no more support coming in from TNC. 4 heroes from VG Gaming diving to the tier 2 tower.
More importantly, he got 1 permanent agility.
Yes. Critical.
He's just going to TP top on Slark. He uses ultimate, so no reason to really stick around. They're just going to back off bottom. Many teams have thrown trying to take that tier 1 tower, dire bottom tower. It's just really easy for TNC to react to that and give them a chance to come back. No reason to do anything crazy on VG's side. The ball's in their court. As long as they don't mess up, this should be a smooth sailing kind of game, but TNC's proven, right, that they can take fights from overwhelming disadvantages and somehow pull them out of there.
Yeah, and a lot of it's just going to come from the control factors. Like we've seen it so many times from Tim's efforts. As a Grimstroke, it's probably going to be less of that and probably more of March's positioning, enabling Gabby to get the damage output. Armel, like we kind of know he's not going to be enabled. In fact, we kind of know he's going to die. Attempt to TP out, it will not be fast enough.
Pretty hard to farm your way back into the game against a Disruptor. That is, the reach on this hero is insane. Yeah, it's only level 3 Glimpse. Once it gets level 4, it's even harder. Gabby digging, that's some balls to know that everyone's around. He was queuing up the Lincolns on Morphling, but every game there's one team that needs to make sure they can kill the other team. VG's heroes kind of just kill TNC's heroes. I think TNC needs to be building damage, otherwise they're not going to be able to kill anybody. So even though he has his Lincolns, I don't really know how much it changes.
Yeah, what's he trying to stop?
The glimpse.
That's it. Like,
swap. None of those are amazing blocks. You still get pounced.
If there was like a Doom on the field, then I could feel it more. It is good stats and regeneration in Leeson. March is trying to keep this tier 2 tower alive. The level 2 living armor.
I don't necessarily think there's a better item for Gabby. I just don't think that with him being the #1 net worth on his team, I don't think his item's going to drastically change anything about this game.
That Sentry Ward is just at a range split coming out from KP. Looking for some kind of rebuttal. The March isn't ready to fight, and there's 5 heroes from VG Gaming. Very willing to take this initiation, and with the Brewmaster split going down, look at him chase that Earth Ruling. Eurus, he's ready to pounce. That's why the stun had to come out from KP. And he will not be able to get away with his KP in the future. Not once that Aghanim Scepter is up. There is no easy retreat.
They're looking for him. The night vision from Slark.
Now they found him. With a Thunder Strike on him, March can't get up the hill and far away. The Glimpse would have just pulled him back anyway. So Armel's able to claim the bottom outpost, get a little bit of extra farm into himself. But these are just small victories for TNC. The overall advantage, actually going to expect it to be a little higher. Yeah, we're 15 minutes in, the advantage is about 5.2k in the gold, 4k in the experience. It's kind of a testament to how much Gabby's been able to get out of this map. But Armel, oh, LTP, this one will not succeed.
He held onto his bounce as long as possible. He almost has the Ag Scepter already on Slark. You can't catch him already. This guy's a rocket ship if you've never seen this before. It doubles the length of the pounce, but it's same travel time.
I guess DY's turn to die a 7th time. Out of the 10 kills that TNC have claimed, 7 of them have been the VS.
Yeah, definitely a deceiving kill count this game. A lot more crucial kills come in the way of VG. He's like a mobile ward at this point, you know? On Vengeful Spirit, just provide information to your team.
Meanwhile, Slark's a mobile gem. He's gonna detect where the observer wards are, and he should know there was one exactly where Ori is standing.
Huh?
And that's why TNC feel like they should go. They knew that the ultimate from Slark broke, so Ori giving an opportunity, a breathing space for TNC.
That's a big kill. That one is the first meaningful kill I've really seen so far this game for TNC. He has to be careful. As long as he has no one behind him, he's vulnerable to death like that. Surprised they're not playing behind him, because Slark doesn't really need the help. So they could be dedicating their resources a bit better, I think. But those are the openings TNC needs to capitalize on. They can't really be afraid to just say, I think this guy's alone. I'm going to go for it and make it happen. Because if they just sit back, I don't think they're going to win this game.
Does feel that way.
The net onto Lesh, his own setup.
That's nice. KP, get the hell out of there. Leash forward.
Get split.
And he does. But
no, he waited.
He doesn't want to have to use it 3 times. Oh, he doesn't have any mana. It got burnt off, so a TP out, but the glimpse. Disruptor. PYW got in range now. KP blocked up by the wall. This Disruptor has just been everywhere.
He just wanted his Slark to get a few more Essence Shift stacks.
Slark now has 5 permanent agility stolen, and the mid lane is prepared to fight with VG Gaming. Brewmaster has no buyback. March once again just seems to be this front liner. Gabby walks forward, has the Lincoln Sphere being broken, so they get the first stun, then the swap back in, but Armel able to capitalize, killing off DY. Yang did not seem ready to try and help out his teammate.
He's going for the Malka ward right now, Toby. He's 0-8.
Oh,
he's pretty sure they're going to win.
We had a half Malka ward in game 1, I think it was.
Yeah, he's almost halfway there.
All right, in we go again. Hey, Tims, your turn. Slark now has his Aghanim Scepter, the Glimpse. Pulling back the Grimstroke. Quick adaptive strike with the Wavebomb is going to be on target. That pounds so far down. But it's a good overgrowth. Catching up 2 heroes now. Armel can get some good damage into Yang, but then he gets all that damage gives Yang his life back. They kill off the Disruptor. Stream Protect will follow straight after. Eurus still running around. Yang, can they finally now pick off this Abaddon, letting Gabby get this double kill, turning the attention in towards Ori. Gabby wants to try and fight this with the extra help from the Brewmaster split. They actually have the control factors required to get a triple kill in for Gabby. PG Gaming, careful when you play with TNC. They always around this 15-minute mark get fights in their favor. But that's why Eurus back in again, battling against the Morphling.
No mana.
Deathstrike buys some time, no mana available, no real friends, but Slark's too far away. Morphling, the living arm is giving some extra life, but these leashes, it's the double pounce charge he's got. He could just continuously control Gabby. And now it's Eurus, who understands what happens when you play with fire.
And this is why I think you just get that defusal before the axe, because by the time the first pounce is out, they have no mana, and then you just pounce them again, then you pounce them again, and they're dead.
So Roshan gets to go the way of VG Gaming. They know TNC has nothing to fight with, and they're trying to fight on bottom lane. There's a lot of heroes smoked up, but Viper, he's TPing in. They're right on top of him. Hi, Ori! Bye, Ori! Oh, maybe not. Goodstrike's gonna go down. More support's arriving. It's here for TNC, so they will kill off the Viper, and they get the Shrine. 3 of them hitting it pretty hard. They got it quick.
What's up with Ori today, man? I feel like he just has so many random deaths.
Yeah, you know,
first game on Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
Second game, pretty much impossible to die on Timbersaw, so that solved that problem.
We were talking between game 2 and game 3. I'm like, man, it'd be really great if Ori could play the puck. At the same time, it's like, is he up for it? It seems.
He seems to make deaths possible when I don't think they are, but I'm not trying to flame. He's just done some questionable things today. Yeah, they were smoked, so he has no way of knowing that. Outposts don't reveal smokes. But his team was just taking row, so he doesn't have to be this greedy. He just accept that you're getting enough off the map as is. Play with your Abaddon, play with your Venge. They can save you. Slark can rotate the fights. You have the catch from Disruptor. Let's just clean it up a little bit.
Slark's trying to hunt. They got a catapult chasing him, and they're realizing there's an observer ward up on the hill. Unfortunately for VG Gaming, they don't have any sentries. They only just brought the dust down to Disruptor.
Yeah, really important to always have sentries near your Slark.
Either that or you start buying a gem.
Yeah, at some point you can. Oftentimes the Aegis is a good indicator just because you know you're not going to lose it. Kind of surprised he's still going for the BKB despite having this Aegis. I think the Aegis might allow you to go for a more aggressive item like the Basher, but maybe nothing wrong with being overly safe, I guess, sometimes, but you will not die if you're BKB. The only way they really do damage to you right now is the Morphling spells as well as the Grimstroke and the Lesh.
The hunt has begun. Who's going to be there? The Taunting Brewmaster? The falling back Slark, who's now back at Fountain? You're not going to catch him. And they're not bringing Observer Wards. They're not going to gain any extra vision from this movement. But the Tier 2 tower, that they can gain. Slark, 2 counters, ready to go. Just wants himself a target. Tree and Slark, in fact, Lesh, using his BTs to come and sit inside the tree line to kill off this bottom Tier 1 tower, so they get some kind of trade here, TNC.
He's also got the Nether Shawl, which not bad at all this game.
It's time to TP home, TNC. There's tower protection up and running, living armor as well. Stroke from Tim's, just a little too early. They don't get any of the creep wave.
Slark's just not quite exactly a high grounder, Toby. At this point, you're just trying to get TNC in their base.
The Opsies, Gabby. He knows he's outside. Disruptor's going to be the first one to come over. There is a Lincoln Spear to try and break it. He's got Eurus to do it, and that means, oh, actually just use the clips. I didn't even have to use the clips to start with. It was a Thunder Strike. Then the Eurus have to control into the ultimate. They were really trying to get Gabby up to the E-Blade, and he was rapidly approaching it, but that one Observer Ward pays dividends for VG.
Really good execution by VG. Force the rest of TNC back to base, catch the one straggler. Now they've effectively corralled almost all on TNC. Maybe 1 or 2 more kills like that, and TNC's just gonna be stuck in their base.
I love how the Satyr is like, I'm gonna take the creep wave away as far as I possibly can. As KP's dominated one.
That Satyr's name is plus 200, Toby.
That like the bear plus 300. And Armel's getting as much money as he can so he can reach his own BKB, but the high ground defense is already being prepared. Living armor is up. March with his own slow comboing with Tim's. They'll break through this tower so quickly. The creep wave fortified just long enough to make sure there's going to be no backdoor protection to stop the Tier 3 tower. And VG, they're ready to fight the BKB. It's actually not on the Slark just yet. He's pouncing himself away. And the Aegis timer, well, it ain't great. It's got 1 minute left.
And this Viper's next to Vengeful Spirit. He attacks from almost 900 range. That's okay.
It's all fine. At least no.
I'm ready for it to drop right at the 25-minute mark. Arnell is working on a BKB. That's important for him in team fights. He may actually be able to dish out some damage, but they do have a lot of physical damage coming out from, at this point, the Slark, the Vengeful Spirit, as well as the Viper. So by no means is that BKB invincibility, while for the Slark, that is invincibility, as long as he's in that BKB.
I really like the way that the Dominator Creep is able to enable the Morphling. Like, if he wants to do this split push, the Slark, if he wants to do this split push, he can just BT out and then TP scroll back over. But at this point, the creep waves are so close, it's not even required. Armel can just mop up the creep waves up on top, hope someone comes to try and gank him, and that's when the counter initiation of TNC begins.
Yeah, I think VG is waiting for BKB on Viper. I think that's...
There's 25 outpost. Oh, here we not again. A rinse and repeat. This time it's only KP who's nearby, so Yang will complete the TP in. That's the one hero they really don't want to try and have to kill off.
Yeah, he's not nearly as killable as the Viper. I think Viper's kind of learned his lesson. He's playing passive part of the map, right? He's got the BKB now.
Tree's hiding.
Pretty hard to imagine him dying now that he has that.
Do you feel the senses tingle, Disruptor?
Well, Slark knows he's in a ward. Thinks it's on the high ground, but if they put the sentry there, they'll see it.
Are they actually wasting the sentry now because of this March? It's so close to Yang.
They see it, okay.
Oh, there goes the Dire Ops.
That's what makes Slark so hard to play against when you're behind. It's not just the fact that he's so powerful in terms of killing you, but vision game.
They know Disruptor's coming back over with the dust. Morphling's just making the most of the bottom lane in the meantime. There goes your dust, triggering on Mark, but he'll stay in the trees. The ping does come out, they know. Put the wall up. But Tree and Protector, very, very elusive. The rest of VG, meanwhile, have just moved to bottom lane.
Yep, just keep controlling the map until you get the next Aegis respawn. Looks like Roche is going to be spawning sometime in the next 2 to 5 minutes. Slark's completely content just farming the map. Orb of Destruction, one of the best items on him, kind of like a Scotty. Obviously, you don't get the stats, but minus armor plus the slow.
Do you think that like TNC are getting enough time like to try and fight this? Like the advantage is still going the way of Fiji. They still own this map. But the high ground defense, the survivability of Slark is starting to get higher and higher.
I just need to imagine a time when they can kill this Slark. I don't know when that is. If they can pull it off, that's their way to winning this game, or winning team fights. The Slark's just going to be an absolute menace, and if you can't deal with him...
It feels like once Grimstroke has his scythe, it would be possible. The 90 gold per minute is going to make him, at least help him along that way. But I'm just thinking like, they needed to be able to stop him before the BKB can be triggered.
Yeah.
And then you can follow through with the damage from Slark. Then he can do something. But if the BKB's up, yeah, I don't see that happening.
That is their win condition. How they achieve it, I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I'm going to keep an eye out for. Obviously, that Sleep Sick is really important, but they do have like the Abaddon and the Bench to save him too, so by no means just guaranteed to work. They have the Vlad, the Pipe. All this is really invested into the Slark, but by no means is that a bad thing. They also have the Viper. He can't be ignored. They can't really initiate onto Abaddon. They can't initiate onto Slark or Viper. I think they have to catch this Disruptor somehow.
Yeah.
And that's they don't really have any like blink gap closers, right? They don't have any hero that's going to go on this Disruptor other than the Morphling, but he has this E-Blade, or the Yule Scepter to dodge the E-Blade.
If they chase out and go hard, like you're also going to have more problems. Because the Slark's going to pounce your back line. Here goes Eurus, jumping himself forward, looking for March. The second pound's going to miss. March back into the trees.
That is the problem if you miss. You're like twice as far away from the guy.
So then you commit to jump all the way back again. Like that doesn't work either. And the creep waves keep getting skipped out by the Tree and Protector or the Slark. They're looking for an opening. Like Gabby's the closest you get. But there's this dominated Mud Golem. Also looking for information. This leash able to connect, but then again, 4-staff up. AP getting some distance. Tim's putting on the Observer and Sentry. They need extra information. Disruptor. Warping back that Brewmaster as well. KP does go down. Has 5 McFarland. Probably needs to commit if they're going to any chance in this fight. But so far, he holds it. Gabby, he actually changed into the Viper, giving more team fight control than I think TNC has had. They'll still end up losing much, but underneath the tier 3 towers now, Yang and Eurus, they're diving in very, very deep. The lightning will slow them. Gabby, he needs to waveform himself back into base. Still no buyback from KP, but the glimpse, it pulls Gabby back in again. This is problematic to say the very least. Now looking for the extra damage. DY, swap everyone back in. Finally, KP is brought back. Gabby so low and like a quick waveform. He does the attack. He's going to get back into safety. Regenning up as quick as he can. Grimstroke also with his own buyback for KP. The stuns, the controls, VG. How deep have you really gone? Is this what we really classify as too deep? DY will be brought down by the Brewmaster Brewlings over in the tree lines once to complete his TP out. This should not be successful, but it is successful! He actually got out. They turned their attention over towards Yang to kill him instead. With PYW to follow. And VG Gaming, hold your horses. That's not your base.
The funny thing about these Slark pounces is, yeah, it makes you go twice as far, but it seems like it's really hard to hit it because you just go so fast and you also have to go so far. I never see them land their pounces. They're just pouncing all over the place.
We need to make a mini game like it's like a shooting range.
Yeah.
The Slark.
I can't imagine how hard it is to make sure you're facing the right direction that far away, because like a slight misclick and you're just going to launch yourself 10 feet to the right. But yeah, that was a bit deep, but at the same time, they only lost 2 heroes, and I think the buybacks cost more than those deaths.
Catching Brewmaster, March wants to try and help out. A quick 4-star, turning his slow. KP gonna get swapped back over. Which target are you really going for? Overgrowth trying to buy the space, but Eurus was sitting right on top of KP. He doesn't care. Now 10 permanent agility stolen. Courier.
Dire's courier's gone down in flames. Somebody spent a lot of money on that middle tower is under attack.
So no Brewmaster, no split.
I'm digging this Slark build, going for the Moon Shard.
Roshan's up. By the Moon Shard, get yourself an Aegis. Armel will do the oldest trade in the Dota book if he keeps the pressure on. Tier 2 tower for Roshan.
Why not? Put the DD outside. We've talked about this time and time again. Always seems to be conveniently placed outside the roach pit when it respawns. Not like they needed it, but can't hurt. Viper almost has that level 20 talent, 90 damage for him.
They don't even get the tier 2 tower. Viper's already TPing to the bottom lane. They know just how much is in the bag. He's going to defend the bottom tower, leaving 4 heroes to grab Roshan. God, that's not a support's life. They're actually giving, yeah, Tome to Slark to 22.
Almost Solar Crest done on the Abaddon. Gonna make Slark do even more damage. Much more of an offensive item than it is a defensive item.
Armel's making the most he possibly can of this top lane. He just needs to push, he just needs money.
Yeah, he only really feels safe as long as he sees Slark, so the minute Slark goes off the map, he's gonna have to be real careful. Even if the Slark's not looking for him. Oh, he is though.
Yeah, double TPs in towards the outpost, they know it. Slark bounces down, more information given.
Even if they don't get
farming the lane, he can farm the jungle on the way back.
And Slark's content not getting the kill either, just because he's going to push out this lane and regroup with his team. TNC's going to try to punish this TP though. They know this is their one opportunity where Slark won't be there.
Yep, they smoked up and they were just out of range of the VG Gaming Observe Ward in the mid lane. And if they can catch Ori, that will be a huge target. He does have himself the 9-second BKB as well as Cheesy. They just saw him. They need to jump him so quickly. They cannot let his BKB help. Oh, Disruptor. They'll find him instead. E-Blade Pop goes to work. Brewmaster now into towards the split. Ori, now he'll BKB. Remember, he's still got the cheese up his sleeve. TP support and not even required. Eurus has arrived. He's going all the way over. You do have that control. The bonded together. Viper as well as forever up in the air. Abaddon, now he'll finally hit the deck. Viper's already gone down. Yang, he's going to have that borrow time trigger in just a second. VS swapping the left back up again. Abaddon, the borrow time has gone up. He won't get a lot more life from this. A great glimpse. The track will have to BKB it off and try and get away to safety. As Morphling was also able just to get himself out. Slark wants to keep the chase going. Pounces up. Great side step from Armel. Michael Flatley, Lord of the Four Hooves. But that's not going to stop him jumping in. Oh, the glimpse. He He has no BKB. He's pulled back in. Eurus is low on life. Doesn't have much to work with on the BKB. Armel, he's able to get away. The Agassi model will pop. What more have you got to give? Tims will give the stroke, slowing down PYW, KP. You're close, but I'm not quite certain why. He doesn't have split, he doesn't have control. Gabby wants to try and help out somehow. KP, someone forced off this guy up. He realizes no one's got one. But then again, the slows, the controls. Here we go again with Eurus jumping forward. Morbling, the E-Blaze save. He actually buys a little bit more time as Eurus has gone so long. Senadet's already back up. More force out from TNC, looking to disengage. While VG play around to disrupt the wall, but Glenn pulling back Armel once again. 10 seconds till his BKB is back up. Defensive Yorceptor buys more time. Leads again, and another kinetic field holding him in place. Slark, he's in there with him. Now the BKB, 2 seconds, Fairy Fire. This thing has popped up so many times, keeping Slark alive. He will walk all the way back to base, and TNC are pushing the limits of this game.
So many pounces, man. Usually you can't commit pounce when you don't have BKB or ult, but since you have that second one, he just keeps going in. Every time he has both of them off cooldown, he's like, I'm just gonna use the first one to go on you, and turn around onto me, I'll just pounce away if I need to. Doing up the Scotty instead of the Moonshard, realizing he may need a little bit more tank ability. He is against 2 ranged cores, which makes the Scotty that much more valuable.
The TNC, I can't believe that they're actually... Not only are they holding, but they're also bringing back that advantage just slightly. And now if they go again, like, what's Armel doing? Hey, I'm out. I'm pushing out my lanes. If worst comes to worst, maybe I can BKB TB back. KP feels like he's just becoming a magnet to be hit by the Slark. But he's currently still on 72 Agi, who goes towards Armel. And he'll be totally fine. 75 agility hasn't shifted out. He's got a permanent 11 agility gain.
BG don't have the best game ending. Yeah, they have a bad in Slark, but...
Is this as their lineup currently so far, or are we talking like draft?
No, yeah, I'm saying in the draft, yeah. Like, that's the reason why I think this game's going longer. Yeah, TNC's doing a good job of holding, but even if VG wins a fight slightly, they don't really have a way to capitalize on it with objectives.
It may get better now the Academy Scepter is done on Disruptor.
Oh, that's
so now they have a lot better control against TNC.
Yeah, the big deal is Gabby can't BKB or E-Blade.
Eurus, both looking for their targets, leash forward, KP breaks free pretty quickly, but then you got a secondary pounce, you don't get out of there that easily. Split still available from KP, Yang's gonna stick with it, living armor from March, giving KP a little bit more survivability. He's just trying to juke this out. He could potentially just split it out, but then again, he doesn't want to do that. But no buyback is available. He didn't actually have the mana for the split.
He had the most of the time.
Oh. Woo! That's up. Even with the bash, he's managed to get a lucky one. You've got the storm wall onto the force up. Gabby gets away. Able to trigger up the BKB. Soulbound, Disruptor, and Slark together. They're okay through this. Slark needs to come home, but he can't. Actually, he can. BTs are available. He's going to try and force this top lane instead. They fortify for as long as they can. Maybe this is when TNC realize without the Brewmaster split, they can't really defend. Armel will arrive. Lightning is out. Brewmaster now actually has the money for buyback. Thanks for the death wait, you know, with him the T1 tower, he just managed to get the money back anyway, but he's holding it. He can't afford to waste it. Another pop. Just the damage strike trying to slow down Eurus. The silence over on Abaddon. The melee rack is barely alive. Viper's range attack was doing some work, but the living armor was doing work back, keeping it up.
Roche, only 2 or 5 minutes away, so they're definitely just going to make sure they control that part of the map. D rune here is going to expire in 30 seconds, so they're going to have to take it soon. Maybe they can look to make something happen, but once again,
I thought something more happened.
Yeah, Slark's one of the best DD rune heroes in the game. Most of his damage is base damage, especially when he has Essence Shift stolen like this.
Yeah, he's hitting around 500 a pop now. Those aren't even a requirement of Rapier. And well, wait for the blind pounce. KP's nearby. This time I don't think he'll hold his split. Under the Observer and Sentry, Slark slows down. They can see him with a double damage room. TNC do not want this. Slark wants to get the bottom outpost. He's able to claim it as well. But here comes the push for mid. The melee ranks have been slowly regenerating, and Bad's the first one to the front lines. Whoa! Slark! That's in deep, and then a straight bounce back out. Brewmaster split does come out, but Abaddon sent up towards the air. The kinetic field is down. You do have that static storm available. But Abaddon, how much control have you got? Slow after slow. Now the soul bind connecting. Eurus together, so they'll get the double silence, but really feels like a waste now of the Brewmaster split. Shovel up what you can, but no runes to come from it.
Yeah, you can't go on this as bad. You'll die before you show that guy.
They're coming against him, breaking the Slark at least with the Viper swap out of Morphling. Abaddon still on the front lines, fighting underneath the nether toxin, waveform forward, a lot of damage. Eurus, now Gabby, into the BKB. Eurus, he'll go into the Shadow Dance, knowing he can just hide in the invis and try and finish the job. They still haven't claimed the melee ranks in the bash. Brewmaster, he's going to go down. Morphling doesn't have a lot of life either. Gabby's gone all the way back to base to heal up, salving as quickly as he possibly can with a Thunder Strike. It actually reached it.
Wait, what?
Gabby died to a Thunder Strike of Disruptor right inside the base. Down is the Morphling. You have to think about flying back. You'll do so with the Brewmaster. Armel fighting on the front lines. The Pulse Nova doing all the damage to kill off the VS, but then he killed off VS. That's a double-edged sword. Good overgrowth, a little bit more time to control. Gabby able to get the stun damage into the Abaddon, but the issue is still going to be the fact that Slark is getting bigger and bigger as these fights continue to force. Can't get Morphling out of the wall. He's dead for almost 2 minutes now, and VG Gaming, they can feel the end is nigh. Eurus continues to jump forward, couldn't kill a Brewmaster. Oh, he can in the second pound. There's always more pounds where that came from. You can happy end him up, and now March is trying to control Eurus. He wants a little bit more, but Ari is the man to get the double kill. TNC, 3 Euros pushing up the daisies, and they will remain manure with another pound forward. The GG is out at VG Gaming. 2-1 the series, eliminating TNC. Revenge for the major final.
I love watching good Slark games, Toby, and that was about as good as it gets. Free far from the start.